Creativity is really the ability to be able to express oneself, and in my case it's through clothing. So whether it be the colors that we blend together, the textures that we put in, the mood of the garment, and because we all have many personalities, our clothing actually allows us to portray those different personalities that we have within. For me, my creativity process doesn't start by just sitting down in front of a white blank piece of paper. It actually starts far before that. We will, watch people, we'll observe what architecture is doing, what furniture designers are doing. It's about a 6-month process to understand what fabric manufacturers are doing, and all of that information is thrown in front of me on a whiteboard, and it just is allowed to sit there for a few days, and I'll look at it and observe it and take it in, and then I know the idea is sitting somewhere, beneath all of this, and one morning I just simply wake up and bang, the idea is there. There's always stumbles and falls and where you pick yourself up and you need to recreate simply because the idea that you originally had didn't come out the way that you wanted it to. And so it is definitely very important not to feel discouraged at that point for me, because I allow that beginning process to flow into something else. And rather than putting it away completely, again, I allow myself to look at it, to observe it, to take it all in, maybe throw in some other elements, and before you know it, the new, the more creative, or the better, or just a different idea tends to pop up. Inspiration really comes from everywhere. It comes from something just as simple as watching people in the streets, to industry magazines, to watching a film, to other designers, to creativity that actually comes from somewhere deep down within. It is absolutely necessary to nurture one's creativity, and simply for the reason that we don't want to become stagnant. And it's extremely important, and the way that we do it is to go out and make sure that we're continuously traveling, making sure that we don't get stuck in a particular look, and to continue to evolve with our client and our market. Definitely to make sure that we bring them things that, again, that they wouldn't necessarily wear. So it's definitely extremely important for me to continuously be out there, and also not to allow myself to get stuck in a rut where I'm continuously wearing the same garment and the same look. I definitely push the limits in terms of what I wear. I make sure that I'm out with people that are many years younger than me, many years older than me, and so I keep a very diverse circle around me that continues to help me, inspire me, and help me nurture my creativity. The fact that I do know a lot of my customers helps me in that I will see them in the street, I will appreciate what they're wearing when I meet them and run into them and see that they're wearing a Jacqueline Conroy. But to actually help me through the design and creativity process, I don't think so, because I always want to create something new and different for them. And by just not restricting myself to the fact that, yes, I do know them, this is what I must design, I do it differently. I create something much different and interesting so that I'm continuously bringing them something new, maybe something that they would never have worn. Vancouver, compared to New York, Paris, or London, is still quite a ways behind, although that we are catching up. It's not necessarily that we don't have the talent here, it's more that the lifestyle in Vancouver is a much more leisurely lifestyle. It's a less urban lifestyle, and therefore people have less need for dressing up, and therefore it seems like Vancouver is behind, but it's simply for the sole reason that there is no reason to continuously dress up because it's not expected. I would love that to change. Regardless of whether we are a leisurely city, it would be fantastic if people put on a great pair of jeans and a nice blazer and a fabulous top, rather than a jersey tank top and a sweatshirt. It would just be fantastic if Vancouver would step up to the plate. Definitely business owner and designer are two hats that I do wear, and they are continuously conflicting, because the bottom line is what is important in terms of the business side of things, and then the creativity is what is important on the design side of things. So it is always extremely important for me to remember when I'm trying to design this wild and crazy outfit, whether it actually is sellable and whether it is practical. So there are continual breaks that are happening between the design and the business side of me. Most of us don't have the luxury of creating things that are not wearable and or not usable or not functional. And so it is difficult to allow ourselves to go down that creative path, when really what we do need to do is create a product that is going to sell. And in our circumstance, as long as a product is well designed, a great price point, and interesting in terms of fabric content and volumes, I think for me it is very important to design for practicality. It won't give us a name for being out there and outrageous and innovative, but it does give us the ability to continue producing our line and to continue dressing women, and I think I do receive satisfaction in that. The range of our customer is really not about an age, it's about an attitude. And the woman that wears Jacqueline Connoir is sophisticated yet edgy, she's urban, she's modern, she's not afraid to be noticed in a crowd, and she's extremely confident. Most definitely in the fashion industry, it is difficult to come up with something where you can say this is totally mine. A sleeve is a sleeve, a pant leg is a pant leg, a collar is a collar. We definitely need the different parts of the garment, and those will always be the same. It is very difficult to recreate something or to invent something new when we're talking about the garment industry. The area in which where we might be able to create something new and call it totally our own is in maybe fabric construction or content. But definitely in designing, it's really we're all taking from each other and giving it our own spin and coming up with our own, I suppose, signature. It's a signature that we create on our garments, and not necessarily to reinvent the wheel that we're trying to do.